some of the best historical and religious parts of Israel. So, we will begin with why you should choose us, because there's probably a bunch out there who can offer you Israel as well, but we are the best. We're unique in the sense that we offer two different tours. We offer a heritage tour, which will highlight more of the religious, if you're looking to find more of your roots in your religious background. We also offer what we call an archaeological tour, which highlights all of the beautiful architecture and just sites in Israel that are just absolutely gorgeous. All of the expenses are paid, which means your round-trip flight, your hotel, your meals, all your excursions are included in the low price of $2,676 roughly. Refer a friend, I should say $290. If you refer a friend, that's how much you can get off, and just, bring one of your friends and have them give us your name, and there you go, there's your discount. Because we know that a lot of people are a little cautious about traveling to Israel, all of our staff are experienced, they're trained, everywhere we go is safe. You will be safe no matter where you go. Alright, so the tours that we offer, the first one we offer is our heritage tour, which again is highlighting all the religious views. Old Jaffa City, which is known as the port city that was in Jonah and the whale in the Bible. Tiberias and the Sea of Galilee, which are also well known. In Tabitha, there is the site of the loaves and the fish miracle, where Jesus turned one fish, one loaf into enough to feed a whole, basically town of people, and then the Sermon on the Mount, which is of course a very religious. Golan Heights, Jerusalem is the historical city, so of course our heritage tour has to go there. Several here, and then we have a whole day at the Dead Sea. We travel Masada and then Old City Jerusalem. Archaeological tour, it goes along the same, but there are different sites to be seen. In Old Jaffa City, you see the Roman Theater, and then there's an ancient ruins and national park. In Samaria, you see the Church of the Primacy of St. Peter and the Mount of Beatitudes, Golan Heights, Jerusalem, the first Arab Holocaust Museum, which is really unique, the Dead Sea Scrolls, Dead Sea, and the Israel Museum. Israel, this is just a little bit of information about Israel. Most cities are going to speak Hebrew, but our tour guides speak English and can translate for you if needed. As you can see, the sister cities, I thought this was really interesting. There's sister cities, so Ashdod is the equivalent of Tampa, Florida. Ilya is Los Angeles, Haifa is Boston. Jerusalem is actually known as, its sister city is New York, which I thought was interesting. And then Tel Aviv is the equivalent to our Philadelphia. Cost breakdown just kind of gives you a basic idea of what you're paying for. Your flight obviously is going to be the most expensive, but everything else is fairly priced. We do charge an 8% administrative fee, so just be fair warned about that, and there's the breakdown. With that, I'm going to pass it off to Kelly so he can tell you about our tour.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Melissa. We're going to talk about the itinerary for a moment. As you can see, day one, your flight departs from DIA at 5:25 in the morning on the 1st, and make sure you arrive early. We end up in Brussels, Germany, and then we'll go on to IsraelMW10Fall and Haifa. Once we get there, you're going to relax, get all your stuff to unpack, talk to your tour guide, and figure out exactly which tour you want to go on, the archaeological or the heritage tour like she was talking about at the beginning. For day 3, we start at Tel Aviv and Haifa. Both tours depart at IsraelMW10Fall beachfront and hotel at 6:25. The old Haifa city is the port city that she was talking about earlier, where the Jonah and the whale biblical tale was told. In the afternoon, we'll do a traditional lunch. Everything's kosher. You are in Israel. Very good food. And going back, just backtracking for a second, the cost breakdown, as you saw, the meals are very cheap. So cheap, good, kosher food. That's one of the selling points of this trip. All you foodies, go and love it. Trust me, it's worth it. All right, going into the heritage excursion, like I was saying, you have the Armageddon battlefield. We all know about 2012 and all that good stuff, and apparently this is where this battle was supposed to take place. Many other biblical battles have been taken in this place. And there's Tiberias that she talked about earlier. And on the other side of the archaeological tour, which is more of seeing the actual heritage of Israel more than the actual biblical portions of it. It talks about Megiddo. Megiddo is the natural forest that is right next to where the Armageddon site is supposed to be. Unbelievable sights in that place. Stone carvings from thousands of years ago, just unbelievable. Day 4, you stay more in Tiberias and in the Golan Heights. The Golan Heights is a spot where in biblical times there was a lot of tours of religion, talked about how Christianity began, how Judaism was separated from that, and how the Arabs tried to come in and destroy all that. You get to see all those things in that area. The location of the Sermon on the Mount, another very famous spot where Peter and Joe were talking about all the great things in the creations of the heavens, and how Jesus was descended upon us and to rule us and save us from all of our sins. Banna Springs, very natural a spring where the water is supposed to cleanse the body and the soul. Great place to be. Hopefully you'll come out a little more cleansed than you came in. And then once again the Golan Heights, where I was talking about earlier. On the archaeological side, you have the Church Supremacy of St. Peter, one of the great speeches between St. Peter, and for the life of me, I just can't remember the guy's name, but they had an argument, and he got banished and sent to hell. Interesting place. Sea of Galilee, another great biblical site, but archaeologically there's a lot of old rocks and once again carvings. That's what I'm trying to think of. Carvings that come out of the Sea of Galilee. Day 5, we're in Nazareth. Everybody knows where Nazareth is. That's where Jesus Christ was born. On the biblical side of it, you have the Church of Annunciation. That was the first spot where Jesus made his first sermon. Everybody. St. Joseph's Workshop kind of goes hand in hand with some of the other great biblical speaks in the Bible. Psalms, a couple of the St. John's versions, all split right there, and then there's Mary as well. And on the archaeological side, you have the Arab Holocaust Museum, as Melissa talked on earlier. It's it's amazing that the Arabs went through the same plight as the Israelites, and I guess like deserves like. I mean, they all kind of went through the same thing. This museum shows you exactly what they went through when they were in Israel. Day 6, you're at the Dead Sea. The Dead Sea has the Quran caves where the Dead Sea Scrolls were found. For anybody that doesn't have a biblical background or doesn't know anything about it, this is the place where the Dead Sea Scrolls were found. And the Dead Sea Scrolls basically are part of the Bible that wasn't put in the Bible, as per se. I mean, the old Hebrew text. It has a lot of history about that. It was found in 1947, right after World War II. And then there's a short tour of the city, and that's where we stay the night and retire to the hotels the rest of the night. Day 7, a leisure trip through New Israel, as we call it. You can see the shop and eat at the. You can shop and eat anything that interests you. You can walk around. It's a free day. Just have a good time and see all the sights there are to see. For all you all that are non-Jewish, you can see the other side of the Arab side of it too. There's the Temple of the Rock, the Dome of the Rock. Old Jerusalem, you have the wall, you have King David's tomb, and the Temple Mount. Those are the most famous sites to see in Old Jerusalem, where for all the religious people, that's where they do all their praying. Once again, there's good eats downtown in Old Jerusalem, and then the archaeological side, it's a private guided tour of the Israel Museum. Unfortunately, the next day is our last day. We are going back to DIA. The flight leaves from Ben Gurion Airport to Tel Aviv, 4:45 a.m. Arriving in Brussels, Germany at 3:30, and with a layover and back to Denver at 7:15 in the morning. And that pretty much concludes our trip to Israel.